trainee teachers and early careers teachers can struggle with knowing when to stop. They're trying to balance their uni work, if they're completing a PGCE or they're doing an ITT course, and their schoolwork. And as ECT, you're trying to impart your knowledge that you gained in your training into the classroom. You're trying to implement all these different strategies and learn all these different things, as well as do CPD, trying to improve your skills and your performance. And then on top of that, plan, mark, assess student work, carry out intervention sessions, clubs after school. So it can be really overwhelming trying to complete all of these things, knowing when to actually stop, when to just take time out during the day and stop and put yourself first. And this can impact on your well-being and your mental health. So in this piece of content, I'm going to go through the signs to help you determine whether or not you need to stop, but also the strategies that you can implement to help you know when to stop and actually stop and put yourself first and prioritise self-care. Now, if you are showing signs of physical and mental exhaustion, if you've got chronic fatigue, if you're constantly stressed, your physical health starts to decline, not feeling you've got enough energy or lack of energy, then this is a sign that you are overworked, you're being overworked, you need to take time out and put yourself first, because you're feeling like you're constantly drained and you're unable to recharge your batteries. That's going to impact on your teaching. It's going to impact on your career. It's going to impact on your mental health and well-being. Lack of work-life balance. So when work takes over your life and it overspills into your personal life, it's affecting your relationships, it's impacting on your hobbies that you once used to do and you can no longer take part in, then this will again have a negative impact not only on your physical health but also your mental health and your mental well-being. So it's really essential at this point to prioritise yourself and to establish a healthier work-life balance, which there are different strategies and things that you can do to do that. There's a content on my membership site specifically for improving work-life balance. If you feel that there's a decrease in your job satisfaction, you've lost the love and the passion that you once had for your job, then that's telling you now's the time that you need to actually stop and think and prioritise your career and your goals and what actually you want to achieve in your life in terms of your goals and your career. Now, I went through this. I was so passionate about my job. I loved being a teacher. I loved helping students. And it got to the point where I was doing too much. I was in charge of sixth form sport. I was in charge of vocational courses in school. I was constantly planning, marking, uploading. I was waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to get my marking done sometimes because it was just too much. I was running clubs after school, fixtures, meetings, and just got to the point where I thought, hang on, I can't do this anymore. So I stepped down from my TLR responsibilities. And then within a year, I actually moved to a different school. And we're much more happier now because my work-life balance is much better. It's not affected as much. Now, I'm not saying you have to move schools, you don't, but you do have to prioritise yourself, and you have to look at the time you're spending on your work in terms of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, how long you're spending planning lessons and marking. If you're working well into the night or waking up early just to get work done, there's times like this that you need to stop and think, well, hang on a sec, you need to think about what sort of things you actually need to do, what's urgent that needs to be done, and how you can allocate specific time in your day just for you so you can put yourself first. Because if a job starts taking over your life, then that's going to impact your well-being, it's going to impact your relationship with your family, your friends, it's going to have a negative impact on yourself in the long run. So it's better to stop and think, how am I going to, what needs to be changed right now to help me improve my mental well-being and my physical health as well. Now, if you're also frequently making mistakes, you're frequently making errors, and you're finding it really challenging to maintain your standards, to maintain your professional performance, again, this is a big sign that you're doing too much, you're being overworked, you're overstressed, and you need to seek support. You can take a step back and seek support to try and prevent this and reduce the impact it's having on your life. Strained interpersonal relationships. Now, not just personal relationships at home with your family and friends, but also relationships with your colleagues around you, with the students and with the parents. If these are suffering because you're more irritable as a result of being overworked and overstressed and doing too much, then again, it's a sign that you need to take a break and you need to prioritise yourself. You need to look after yourself for your students and your friends and your family to get the best version of you. And now, I really struggled with this and I was overstressed. I was snapping all the time, mostly at my own family, my husband and my son. But I also found at times in lessons I was snapping at kids, and that's not fair on the kids, that's not fair on the students, because I was quite irritable, I was overstressed and overworked. And also if you're feeling a lack of professional growth, if you feel like you've stagnated and you're not growing as much professionally because you're struggling to keep up with the demands of the job, then again, that's a sign that you need to now reevaluate your current situation to help you overcome these and improve your well-being and improve your love for your job and your performance on the job.